So hello everybody, hello YouTube. Um, this is some sort of these are some sort of short videos about meccanos, and I kindly apologize because English is not my native language, as you probably have noticed by now. But I still wanted to do these videos as meccanos were a huge part of my young self. They were really important to me, and somehow they have become, or rather, they made out of me an engineer out of me. So I will start with this box. This is the Meccano Set 4. They are often named by a number, which it is here. You can see it. Here is the 030404. This is the set 4, which means that they are about 3 seats previous to these ones, but rather there are in total 6 of them. So picture this: there was a kit, and I had two choices back then. I remember that I was some sort of toy store, and I had to choose between this Meccano set, rather the Meccano Set 2, but I don't have that one, so you have to bear with me. I had to choose between this one and a Hot Wheels set, which was quite enticing as the cars changed color. I remember to have spent about 12 minutes thinking seriously what I could do with each of the sets. But I ended up in the conclusion that whatever I could do with the Hot Wheels set, I could do with the Meccano set, and I also could create other things. So in reality, I back then my father bought me the set number 2, but I only found this one, and I don't feel bad about it, as the set number 4, set number 5, set number 6 often, or rather they contain the previous sets in between. And actually what you should receive with each one of the sets is a bunch of manuals which look pretty much like this. You have this Meccano introduction leaflet, and then you have the manual number 4, manual number 3, manual number 2, manual number 1. So what I remember that I did, it was that I didn't want to complicate my life. I was a child and I wanted to test, to do something, to play with something. So I began to actually look into the introductory leaflet. You can see that it's very colorful, very nice illustrations. However, compared to the newer ones, which I also wanted to speak of them in another video, you will notice that these are much more complex than the newer ones. And for a good reason. I mean, with the newer ones, I noted that there is a lot of steps that consist of just assembling a couple of parts, and here, as you can see right away, you are already assembling quite a bit for each one of the steps. So what I did the first time that I had my Meccano set number 2 was to actually assemble this dragster model, and I remember it pretty well. It was rather nice to do, easy to do. Perhaps the most complex part is to get the screws right on the motor, as when you're a child you really lack some motor what's the name of it, some skills in your hands, some it's related to the brain and motor abilities. I forgot the name, but anyway, thing is, I followed the instructions. I didn't even care to look at anywhere else in the manual, and in just a matter of 4 pages, you already had your dragster ready to go. And the funny part is, you also had a motor with it. I mean, you already noticed, but back then most of the cars were just toys. They didn't do anything, or they just illuminated LEDs at best. Here you can see the battery compartment, and you had your red switch in this part. You turn it on and the car just ran in a straight line and crashed with anything that it had in front of it. But it was nice. Also, there is something very particular. If you actually use oil, you probably will remember how it smelled, both the combination of the metal and the oil, and I remember it very well. And it's very funny because the only other time that I had actually remembered that kind of smell is when I actually bought another lens for my camera, which is the Sigma 30mm 1.4 for the Sony A6000. So you smell it, it smells right just like this did when I put oil on the gears. In any case, so what you also get with these Meccanos. So back then, I only get two manuals. The first manual, which I didn't even look at, but you have some nice illustrations. So those are for later use or use for any other amusement. In any case, you got your manual, and here you actually have a list of parts. For me, which I didn't have, actually I lost most of my early days Meccanos, so I had to buy them out again. I had to try to find them on the internet, which thankfully eBay was great for, and you can really find really nice sets in there if you really look very truly. It will take a while, and they will also take a toll on your wallet because they have kept their price more or less their price along even with all these years that they have passed. But anyway, you can see a list of parts included. You also see some tips on it, and it's nice because you can actually check that your box is okay. I mean, that it doesn't, no pieces are missing. So in this case, because I got the set number 4, I got, of course, the set number 4, and you can see that right away this thing just jumps straight into the action. I mean, you have really quite heavily instructed pages here about how to build a vehicle. So it's rather interesting in my point of view. And well, they are very nice. I really like these colors. They are really illustrative. However, I really feel that Meccano in the recent days have dumbed down the experience, because you can see here a lot of parts and everything, and might be a bit confusing for childs and wild eyes, especially when childs don't have any patience at all. But back then this was glorious to me. So I already have the set number 4. And here is the thing I was looking for, the parts. About it, the included parts, which are a lot more than the model set number 2. However, I also found out that you can also increase or rather upgrade, I don't know if that's the correct word for this, your Meccano set number 4 to a Meccano set number 5, which I am having trouble finding where it is explained in this page, because there is often a page that, yeah, look, it should look like this one, which it tells you that you have your Meccano set number 3 plus Citrus box equals to a Meccano set number 4, and they show you some nice pictures about what you can do with the set number 4. And well, that's exactly what I did. So I had my really cannot find it. I have found this set number 4 on, actually this was from Mercado Libre, but it doesn't matter, it's almost the same as eBay. And I find this on eBay, which is the C4 box for the Meccano Set for you, if you had your Meccano Set number 4, to upgrade it to Meccano Set number 5. So it's a rather simple box, doesn't have anything particularly special. It's a creative system. I don't know if that counts as pretty. Has a small count of all the parts that is included with the box, and some other instructions in there. Not well, it just tells you that it's not suitable for kids, for younger kids, and of course some other. This is conversion set. Actually says the very same on the other side, and well, you have it there. And you also, of course, will get, with all of those parts, you will get the manual set number 5, which I think this was glorious. It was really a nice option for, I don't know, for parents who didn't want to spend a lot in buying another set. You could just grab a conversion set number 4 box, and voila, you already had conversion set number 5. And also, you with the conversion set number 5, as I said before, you get the manual, and of course the manual would actually allow you to see which parts are required for set number 5. So it again rather nice. And what I also did bought this conversion box because the moment I saw this model, allow me to show you. Yeah, this one. This I forgot the name in English, but this huge thing, this looked so awesome. I mean, it looked very complex in it. They used the two supports carrying this movable. What's the name of it? Anyway, this movable thing that allows you to load things into it, and I don't know. As a child, this must have been the bomb. Seriously, it must have been really great to play with this thing, or at least if a kid actually managed to build it entirely, he would be really amused of what he could actually accomplish. And this is something that I also liked about Meccanos. You felt really good while it's accomplished, while it's finishing the model, and then you could admire it, just as I did. Actually, allow me to show it to you. And there it is. It's huge. It's impressive, and I actually have to manually move the focus in order for you to see it. So it is rather nice. I modified it a bit because I didn't like some things of the manual side that had to be done, but still it's impressive here. Look, see the other way towards the bottom, here towards the up. You could move this thing, and you put some batteries on the battery compartment, which is right about here. It will require 8 batteries, man. You got 4 batteries. You could actually, or the idea is that you will actually see this going up and down, all the way down to the bottom, because it uses a particular gear. I mean, the motor. Sorry. Allow me to put this correctly. The motor has a particular gear here, as you can see it here. I think it's a helicoidal gear. Please don't judge me. Don't really know the name of it. You could actually rotate this gear 2, which also will actually move this one, and eventually will move this up and down, which in my opinion it was just awesome. Also, I wanted you to know that we had much more brighter colors back then. I am not sure if this is because the paint, well, nowadays you cannot use lead paint, but I guess that's why they changed the color in future sets. But hey, otherwise it looks awesome. You can also change the polarity of the motor using this small, well, device that you created, and that's how you move the up and down the platform here. This platform it has your wheels, so you can move it just like this. And well, I can tell you that it is pretty. It's just big, too big that I cannot show you how great it is on screen. I don't intend this to be a professional showcase of the Meccano sets. It's just that it's just awesome. Allow me to see if I can, yeah, can move it for you. It's big enough. So this again is supposed to be a short video, but I will allow myself to actually show you the box number 3, or rather a model from the model set number 3. Which is much more smaller and much more easy to put into frame. Here you can see it. Again, the difference between model set number 3 and model set number 5 is rather big. I mean, the amount of pieces that you get was rather big compared to the model set number 3. I really like it this way, I really prefer this more than the newer ones, which are plastic and this thing. I don't know, they look much more intimidating, these ones, than the other ones. Again, I got this one really was I was also bought from eBay. So well, here is my take on these Meccanos. I prefer them a lot more than the newer ones, but I will show you the newer ones as well eventually in another video. For the moment, I'm really glad that I was able to share this with you, as again, this has a huge impact in a kid. I mean, he becomes quite of an engineer. It doesn't matter if it's a boy or a girl, as long as he's, I don't know, patient enough to go through all the steps to build the model. He kind of understands something. Well, if you have any questions or you want me to do something else in these videos regarding these Meccanos other than speaking about them, feel free to comment. Thank you and have a nice day.